because it's not Diablo, you know. If I wanted to play Diablo, I'd be playing Diablo, which I am. Which is literally what I said when we got up to Diablo 4, and the game was like, you need to, like, do all this min-maxing shit, and I'm like, no I don't. And I just left, and I'm like, you know what, I've been talking about this whole time about how, like, what do you call it, the old original Diablo and stuff like that, and what it's like, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what I should do is I should just go and play the old original Diablo. That'll make me happy. So I did. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what happened. This is how we ended up here. For any of you that might not have seen it, I don't know if a spear is singular. Spear's not. I could put that in there, and that will give me the space. Alright, so grab that. I don't think I've got any more space. I could grab a couple of little oil potions. And I thought there was more potions in the ground here. Maybe not, that's fine. There's a lot of shit. I don't know who copied who. It's hard to tell with older games, because sometimes a concept exists, they get released at the same time, but they're completely different places, and it's like, okay, there's no, like, obvious who was first. Like, one could have started before the other, but the other one might have released it before the original person. And, like, whatever sparked the original idea, like, multiple different groups had the same kind of idea, you know. Of course, there's plenty of just blatant copycat stuff that exists too, but I don't know, I feel like back then, because of how, like, more sectioned off the world was back then, it was easier for people to accidentally have original ideas that were the same as somebody else, but they weren't influenced by the other person or other group and stuff. This day and age, like, for instance, I was watching a fellow what do you call it, the fondant in the bottom of a soup. He was making a soup, and yeah, he was talking about, like, you want to get the brown bits off, like, the bottom of the pan and stuff like that, because there's flavor and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I've heard that a bazillion times now, and it's all because, like, we all are fucking interconnected, so we all get to hear the same thing, we all get to learn the same thing. There's, like, a whole huge generation of people that roughly sort of know about the same amount of information as each other, which is kind of neat if you think about it. And of course, there's, like, a whole bunch of people out there that, like, you know, aren't on, like, certain platforms and stuff like that, don't have this information and stuff. I'll start from, like, here and go across. We'll make sure this whole section's cleared out. I don't think there's anything on the outside here. No, there's not. Alright, well, we'll go back up and over. Give the PoE 2 by a friend. The warned in advance that I don't like this game genre, but he said it still forced the game on me, so I spent 60 hours in it before I could no longer push myself to play it. Ugh, that sounds like you didn't enjoy it, even though you gave it a crack. Which, you know, that's fair. If you gave it a solid crack and you couldn't, that's fine. Oh, hold on. I accidentally opened the wrong. Every so often when I'm running around, I accidentally open something. I'm highly biased against PoE. That's fair. Like I said, like, I have a lot of people recommend me games that are very similar to Diablo without understanding what it is about Diablo that makes me love Diablo. Diablo, to me, even though there are games that are similar to it visually and playstyle and stuff, I love Diablo uniquely because it is Diablo. I love the specific demons that I fight, the world, the sounds, the art, like the concept, the lore, you know, all of that. Like, I really quite like how the old Diablo demonic form looked. I think that's really cool. I don't mind, like, the upgraded graphics and stuff, but, like, you know, when they brought out, like, what was the girl that got turned into Diablo in 3? I can't remember her name. But when they brought out her and it was more feminine Diablo, I was like, I don't resonate with that. It's cool design, don't get me wrong, it's neat, but it's not Diablo. I would have been way cooler with it if they had have called it a different creature, you know. Like, I think Duriel is in 4 and 2, and like I don't know, I just kind of think like keep the same across the different things. Like I think the Butcher is in Butcher's in 1 and 3, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he's in 2 or if it's the Smith instead. I think it's Smith in 2. But like, you know, I kind of feel like they sort of forget what it is in the game that made those characters cool and amazing originally. Like in Diablo 1, when you go fight the Butcher, that shit's scary. Skeleton King is scary. Like they're difficult like areas to fight. And also like the Skeleton King has like a fuck ton of skeletons and shit. You know, part of the terror of that for me was I was a little kid. So I was kind of like, oh, this is horrifying, you know? Especially like I recall the Butcher being like pretty fast. Like that's vague, but I remember the Butcher being kind of fast. So like you'd release the Butcher and he'd snap you before you even knew that he was outside of the room. That might have just been a me problem, but like I kind of feel like that was, you know, genuinely pretty scary. I kind of want to like put the 2 together, but I've got like the corner bit. The bill's not going to fit there, is it? No. Alright, well, we're going to have to go back again. But yeah, there's like certain elements to like the characters in Diablo 2 exclusively that I like or I find scary. Like Cain is just amazing. Like if I take him back into the old graphics, like he looks like a frail ass old man, right? He looks like a lean traveler that hasn't been able to like indulge in shit. You put him in like the newer thing and he's still kind of like a bit scrawny, but he's kind of like, I don't know, his pose doesn't communicate the same thing as this does for some reason. Like he appears to me like he's just standing up normally in this, and he's just like, he's an older fellow that's just lean kind of thing. In this, I think they tried to make him frail, but didn't quite get it kind of thing. Everybody else in town seems like they're fine. They all seem like normal. Like Akara is fucking epic. She's always been epic. I don't know if you noticed, but like I go to her to sell my shit more often than I go to Chassis and stuff. I just like her. I think she's cool. I also need stuff out of my cube. But like Kane's voice is where it's at with him, because like back when you're looking at like the pixels and shit like this, and then you click on Kane, and you're gonna talk. Nah, he's not gonna talk. Hold on. I've heard the cube like a bazillion times.
Quite a treasure there in that Horadric.
Like he's just got such a nice voice, you know? But like when you've got like low graphics, all these other elements are really super important. Nowadays a lot of games have got like super impressive high quality graphics and crap, but they've got like no deeper substance to the game. And I really feel like that's part of why like I don't tend to get them to begin with. But the people that do get them get sick of them or get over them playing them and stuff pretty quickly. Because there's like nothing really to kind of like keep you and make you wanna kind of keep playing. Like I was kind of longing to play like Once Human the other day, because I really enjoyed Once Human's base story, the Manubis story, right? And I liked the concept and stuff like that. And then I loaded in, and they've done some update where the sliders, there's an additional couple of sliders on the character's appearance. So the character doesn't look quite right. And on top of that, there's also like the temperature shit. I'm like, if I want to babysit my character's temperature, I don't know, I'll go fucking babysit a child, you know? I hate children. So I hate babysitting my character's temperature in game. You know, it's a game. I shouldn't have to be mindful of if they're chilly running around and stuff, especially when like they bring in certain outfits and stuff like that, you know, would be fucking cold in the snow or would be too hot at the beach and stuff like that, you know. But it kind of, that and like not getting the you know, when they start a session with it but not being able to take my character over into whatever it's called, like the permanent form. Like I can't convert the original character I have into permanent. That kind of pisses me off. I don't want to make a new character and make them permanent, you know. I want to take the one that I've got and be able to jump on and play her whenever I want, you know. But I can't do that, and I keep timing like when their runs and stuff are happening incorrectly. So I just kind of hop on and then I get sad that it's crap. And there's also a lot of games where I start playing it and it's not the same game I started playing when I'm coming back to play it and stuff like that, because like there's been all these changes because everything's unfinished when you buy it and stuff, or when you pay for it, I should say. So yeah, you kind of get a game and then after a while it's a completely different game from what you purchased, and I hate that shit too. Diablo is the same fucking game it's been for 25 years, right? Give or take. There's other options to like how you can play this and stuff, but still, like I can get on and I know that if I shut the fuck up for a minute, you will hear ambient music. Right? And on top of that, there will also be different ambient music if you turn it into the old graphics. Slightly different, depending on where you are. Which is neat, you know. Cool little feature if you really want to hear like the old stuff. I'm pretty certain I've got everything, by the way. Which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. The same with like the stuff. Like, that sounds amazing. I can still experience how glorious that is 25 years later. You know? I can't say the same for other stuff because it's changed. Sorry, that was an extreme example. That's it. Original art is done by extremely good. Aesthetic movements, everything is extremely good. It is though, like even the old graphics, you know. You have a look at like the axes and the weapons and stuff. Like I was actually looking at, I wanted to see, if I opened up my skill tree, it did go back to the side. I wondered why Diablo changed it from this, because I was really confused when I first logged in and it was up here. I didn't understand why they'd made that change when this was great. I don't know if you guys know this, but I think it used to say whatever your class of character was. So if it was an Amazon or Barbarian, whatever, it used to say that up here. And this is like the perfect size balance of that. Like I understand that they kind of changed it over to fit the new kind of gap that they put it in and stuff, but what was wrong with keeping the things on the side? I don't actually know if there was a change to the character side. I guess there's this, advanced stats. I only noticed this earlier tonight, by the way, that this shit was here. I played for fuck knows how many hours on Resurrected, and I didn't notice this before. But I noticed this little thing here earlier, and I don't know if that's been part of an update or something. But if anybody wanted to see what my character's advanced stats are, there you go. I didn't know it was a thing, but have at. But yeah, I love how this looks. Like the intertwining, like, I assume metal and stuff, and like the stone-ish kind of feeling. Like, it all looks super cool, you know? I also thought it was funny that, like, they color some of the stuff as well to, like, indicate that it's, like, magic buffed or, like, whatever. But, anyway, I'll stop my ranting about this. As you can tell, I am extremely passionate about Diablo, specifically Diablo 2, which is why I was so adamant about playing this playthrough so specifically, and, like, particularly having the character that I do and stuff. As I said, like, I could have probably made her something decent. I just don't think I would have had fun. Like, the next character I've got coming, which, like I said, I will start her, I'll start her playthrough in February next year, because I want to have a little bit of a break, want a little bit of time to kind of like mentally gap between the two and let people conclude like the existing playthrough and stuff as well. But she won't be as neurotic as this character, but she's still going to be pretty close. So I'm still going to have like the continuous people that like don't know what the fuck I'm doing, don't know that I know what I'm doing and stuff. Like, she's still going to have the OCD stats, the same as what I had before, because I still did the same thing. I still had OCD. I think I was 13 when I made her. Pretty sure I was 13. Now, the stats, the skill tree will be a little bit different. This shit, I believe, will be the same. I'm pretty sure the passive magic tree is going to be the same shit, different day. But I can't remember her. She has sorceress skills. I can't remember off the top of my head what hers are. But like, instead of like this kind of thing, I'll be more precisely driven downwards to whichever is the strongest thing for my character and stuff based on what I used and stuff. So that will be kind of like where the little difference is, but I'll still be getting all the map. I'll still be picking up all the loot. Still be killing all the enemies. There's still going to be all of that. So it's still going to be deliciously that. It's just that this will be the slight change, and it would be a sorcerer. So, yeah, that'll be kind of fun. No, I can't use the teleportation stuff, but I'm pretty sure I can use fire and ice. I just can't quite remember what hers is. Like, if I go out, because I'm at the end of Kelly's playthrough, by the way. She's complete. I won't be playing her on stream again at this time, to my knowledge, but I will have her playthrough on the description of videos later. But I'll be remaking Tabby Cat, and like, she's OP. I've shown off all my characters before, so if you want to see what their stats are and stuff, it'll be on YouTube at the end of the month. But I like the fact that I can use multiple staves, wands, whatever with her on both of her weapons and stuff. Let me give this time. I don't know, I have a lot of feelings about Diablo. I love this about Diablo 2 also very much. Yeah, so this is Tabby Cat. I'll be sorry, my brain just cracked out when she started moving. I'll be recreating her. She won't be that fast. Jesus. But I could get her to like stay in a spot where I can see her. She's got ice and she's got the Hydra and stuff. What I wanted to see was her skill tree. Now her skill tree is like fucked up because of all the shit she's got in it, but this is what it was cold, lightning, and fire spells. And while this looks like it's buffed up because of the shit that she's got on her, not because I've got any points in here. I didn't put any points into lightning originally, so there's going to be no lightning spells. But I did put some into frost and into fire. So, into cold and fire. So, that's going to be interesting, because I guess she doesn't have passive magic. And she might have some shit in here that's like the equivalent of it. It'd be interesting anyway. It'd be fun. I think like at the very most, I may have clicked that. But like I said, I'm gonna go through and like dump out all of her shit and find out what she actually had. So I can see it, because I know her shit isn't actually fucked up underneath all of her gear. Kelly's is. My original Kelly, her gear, where is she? There. Her stats underneath are fucked up. Because of the hackers and stuff. But, yeah. She's so fucking fun. But, underneath all this, like, her tree and stuff, her tree looks different than my other one. It's kind of neat getting to, like, bring them all in and stuff, because, like, anybody that didn't see them last week, you at least get to see what the fuck they do on screen for, like, a brief moment and stuff. But these are my old original ones. These are the ones that I played before Resurrected for years. I kept playing her for a really long time. Oh, she's actually 95. I thought she was 93. But yeah, I played them for ages. I'd just jump into people's games and run around. I didn't care for, like, I'd help some people, like, level up by killing stuff, but there's so many stat points, by the time you get up to like 99 and stuff like that, this shit slows right down. So I also played her for a long time before I got all the special gear as well, so that was a slow slog of a grind based on, like, as you know, my existing resurrected character, how much of a fucking slog it has been for her. If I can, it has been, where is the start of her playthrough? Bearing in mind that I've been mostly only playing this mostly only once a week for between 2 and 5 hours, depending on crashes and like how difficult like clearing some areas have been and stuff. I started this the 22nd of February last year, 24. So 2024. So it is now, the fuck is it? Now November, 14th of November 2025. So we were kind of creeping up on, it nearly took 2 years. Not quite, but it's like what? A year and 9 months maybe? Give or take? I think it's like a year and 9 months-ish kind of thing to have done her playthrough, which is mental. It's kind of insane. To be able to get to 95, your pace is a damn achievement, right? So many people don't acknowledge that. But like, yeah, to get to like 95, the whole, okay, so because when you're at what, my current character is 84, right? And she's come out of hell difficulty at 84. Now, if you assume that my other character came out at about 85 or 90, give or take, right, that's, well, she's going to come out at 90. I initially thought she came out at 90, but there's no way she did. Hey, hello, Kool-Aid. But yeah, if she came out at about 85, level 85, let's assume she didn't die one extra time and got that level sooner, okay? That's still 10 levels onwards, and I think that they're in... hold on, let me look back into my character for just a second. I know you guys can't see her on screen, but let me just get the information. Her character... she is in the... what is that? I think that's like 1,000 millions. There's got to be a proper word for that. The number... hold on, let me just flick back over. It's easier to show you. The number I'm looking at is this for her current level. My other character, I saw it was like a 2 and a 5 or 2 and a 7 or something like that here. That's a substantial amount of XP. That's basically doubling the amount of time that I spent playing again to get to like 95. So yeah, that's a good amount of like grind post playthrough essentially to like get her up to 95. Like don't get me wrong, I will play like my offline character that I've made. I'll run around with her or skittle about and stuff every so often as I feel like it, which will be nice. But I don't really think she's going to get up to a level 95 any year soon. Because like, I mostly played with my main Kelly character for a lot of years. And it was really only... like, I made a few other characters, but I kind of like... Tabby Cat took a while as well, I guess. But like most of the other ones didn't take that long because I'd normally just jump on like Battle.net and go like run level most of them up. There's 2 characters I didn't do that with down the bottom as well, but I didn't commit to them as long because I just didn't... I was trying to make them better and I didn't enjoy them. But yeah, like I said, I will be playing more Diablo 2 Resurrected early next year. So by all means, if you've enjoyed this and you want to see more, just like follow and come back and stuff. I'll obviously put a message in my go live when I do eventually go live. So yeah, I'll make sure you guys know that I'm starting up again when I start up, but it'll be February. And yeah, I'll have hopefully the information about the playthrough out on my video descriptions in my Discord and on my socials like Twitter and Blue Sky later this month once I've finished writing it all up. So if somebody wants to try the playthrough, go for it. I would love to know if people following it really like one-to-one were able to complete it. Like I assume there'll be a lot of people out there that'll be able to complete it way more efficiently, but without like cheating. And like you guys have seen me do a lot of like hours of brute forcing like a door that I can't get past and stuff like that, like getting a teleportation stuff, or quitting out of the game to get your corpse back, and all those like little things. I'd love to like have like a whole fleet of people that have tried what I've just done, and like have the same kind of knowledge experience, especially when I start on Tabby Cat and stuff, because it shouldn't take a normal person too long to play through. If you assume that I've been playing like only like once a week, give or take, for like roughly like 4 hours on average, right? How long was that? Like 52 in a year plus, it's not quite this whole year. I'd say probably 35 weeks as well. Should take, this is an inaccurate number, just so you guys, it should take a normal person who's playing every single day about 2.5 months or 2-3 months to do it, if you were playing every single day, and that is to the 4-hour restriction as well. No sitting there grinding out the whole fucking day in one playthrough, because I didn't get to do that when I was a kid. So yeah, it'd be very, very fun to see that. But it's taking me a bit to get the information all written down, because like I know it's in my head, it's so fluent in my head, but getting into words that like not like just make sense, but are kind of portioned in a way that like a player could read them and be like looking for something, kind of like indexed. There we go. It's indexed in a way that somebody could like reference to and stuff. That's where I'm having like the difficulty, because I have no clue where, like I haven't seen another person's like playthrough before and how it's kind of like written and stuff. So the way I end up writing it up is probably going to be a fucking eyesore for everybody as is, but like unless people happen to know places where I can put it, I can always put it up somewhere more official later, and then I can always just redirect anybody to that later. But I figure my video is the most concrete location for people to find it, because that's where you're watching it, and I can always add the document later and stuff. So yeah, it's been exhaustingly fun playing this. There have been times where Diablo 2 has been so uplifting and refreshing to play, and like I've had so much pure enjoyment playing it. There's other times where it is so absolutely exhausting, and like I've gotten to the end of the stream and I just like collapse. I go collapse on my bed or something like that, because it's just a slog, genuinely. So yeah, it's been a hell of a ride playing this character. I'm super glad that I've got it though. I'm glad that I've got a resurrected character that's exactly how I always intended her to be. As terrible as she ever should have been. And yeah, I'm super happy about that. And like I said, I'll make the sorcerer next, and that's gonna be fun, because I enjoy using like the staves and shit. And I kind of feel like you get more choices in staves than you do with a bow, kind of thing, because the bows feel like they're really restricted and or limited in what shit magical stuff you get on them. But I don't know, It's fun to run around with a staff and like bonk people with that. Just be like, you're dead.